It's U105, our lunchtime bistro, 25 minutes past 2. Carolyn here with you until 3 o'clock. I've got some more of those talky bits and songs coming up. Songs that have speaking parts either at the beginning or in the middle. Also our bistro blend on the way. It's Philanthropy Week in Northern Ireland. And Charlotte Grobian is here to talk to us about women in business and, you know, how you can actually do something yourself. Charlotte, it's lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
What is Give It Away Limited? Can you tell us a wee bit about that?
Yes, I started it in 2006. It's a private limited company owned by me, and I just decided, as a result of having done a property development on our own house in Putney, that I'd be ever so good at this, and perhaps I should use this as a way to make some money, but give the profit away, hence the name Give It Away Limited, and not keep it for myself.
So what did you do?
Well, what I should have done is gone out and renovated a flat and been simple about it, and I didn't. What came up were 2 new builds in Putney, so I started building new houses. And I built 3 at once in Putney. And when you do a new build, it's very capital intensive, but equally you make quite a good amount of profit at the end. So you get a bit punch drunk by that instead of doing renovations, which could be a little bit simpler.
Do you know other people who have done this that inspired you to do it?
No.
No?
I've never heard of anyone doing it because people can't quite believe it. So anyone in property who would actually go out there and make money and give the money away, all of it, is quite bizarre.
Why did you do it?
Because I saw what we'd done with our house, and it looked really nice, and I thought, I could do this. I could suddenly see a way to make quite a lot of money, to be honest. And to date, I've made, do you want to know the total?
Go on.
1,145,000.
My goodness.
Which has been given away.
You've given that away?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, seriously, I'm thinking to myself, there must be a rat in there somewhere. I mean, you can't just make that money, and who does that, apart from you?
It's a real buzz. The first project got me 635,000 because they sold really well in 2007 and 8 in Putney, and I didn't realise that I was building houses quite at that level. And then I stopped doing it because the property market went down the drain, and I bought a couple of places for rental, so all the rental income after the service charges got given away. And then you get on a roll, and the press say, oh no, what's your aim? So I said madly, my aim is to make $1 million. And I thought that would just keep them happy for a bit, and then I did. So
and you just kept
going? Yeah.
That's incredible. It really is. I mean, some people say, well, obviously you don't need any money yourself.
Well, it's not that really. I think I'm not 25, as your viewers can see. Quite a lot of people, I think, in their sort of middle years who could actually have a capacity to go out and earn some money, but you don't actually need to keep it for yourself just because you are able to earn it.
Yes, and you don't really need all of that money.
No, and it's a bit of a buzz, really, to be honest.
I am gobsmacked. I've never met anybody who's given away that amount of money.
And when you actually get into who you're giving it to, and you see the use and the good that it's doing, it's very motivational.
Yeah. I heard actually on another programme today someone saying that whenever you do stuff like that, it actually is really good for your mental well-being. It's good for your health. How do you feel whenever you do stuff like that?
It's very emotional because the job itself is very busy when you're building new houses, and the 2 more now have just started down in Woking again in Surrey. And it's very busy, it's very full on because there's a lot of elements to it, the actual building and the choosing of the kitchens and bathrooms and tiles and all of that. But at the end of the day, I know that my Give It Away account will hopefully, because the property market's good at the moment, be swelled. And I know where it's going to go. And I meet the families, I see the children, I talk to the parents, I talk to the charities and the staff and the trustees. And we all have a little cry, to be honest, because sometimes it's quite a lot of money, which is actually going to change a household and make someone's life different and better.
Who are these people that benefit from it?
It's personal choice of where it goes to, and I decided it had to go to local London so that I could touch it, see it, feel it. Project-based, non-government funded, not the big charities with lots of royals and celebs on the board, because they don't need me traipsing around a building site doing stuff for them. So it's a project-based, kids with disabilities where there's a financial constraint, the children dropping off the edge, no responsible adult at home, who need mentoring and need some help to get back into life properly and get educational guidance.
And you actually see the results. You go back and you see how have I helped these people?
Yes. I've met the kids, literally the pit bull called Roxy and the hoodies and the gangs, and I'm thinking, oh crikey, when I first meet them. And 8 weeks later, after taking part in a project, that person is different.
In what way? Tell me what the difference. Like 8 weeks is not a long time. So what sort of difference do you see?
He was just really motivated. A particular young man, I remember, he was very tall. And I came back and we did a project with the RSPCA about dangerous dogs, where they sort of talked against themselves because they have these dogs that look dangerous because they want the kind of threatening image. But he was completely transformed, and he'd done this film, and he said, how you treat your dog that counts, it's how you treat people that counts. And he said, I've got a job. And, he'd taken part in a project. It felt good.
What would have happened had you not have helped him?
Well, I had a quote today that I used when I spoke at Stormont at a conference this morning for Giving Northern Ireland. And one of the people from this particular charity said, if I hadn't had that help, I have no doubt I would have been in prison. Yeah. Because it would just have gone from bad to worse. Yeah.
Well, tell me this. How can people here, how can we do that? Obviously we can't go out and make $1 million just like that. I mean, you obviously had some sort of experience to do that. And did you have help to do it? Did you just do it on your own?
I did it on my own.
You really did?
I know.
So there's no excuse. I'm trying to find excuses for myself. Well, I can't do that because I need help for that. You did that all on your own.
No, of course not. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and not everyone wants to do it. I think what I'm trying to say today to people is, I'm talking at several events today for Giving Northern Ireland, that when you're going to give money, you must do your research. And I have this little mantra I trot out. If it doesn't make your heart beat, then don't give the money. Research the charity. Look at the trustees. Look at the staff. Look where your money is going to, because you have that right, and get involved. And if you can say, I can give you that amount, and I want it project-based, go along and work with them on the project.
So you get to see.
You get to see it, and then it makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah. Because aren't people sometimes funny about giving money to charities because they think, well, so much money goes through admin that people think, well, there's no point. And we have that mindset. Well, I'm not giving that big charity. Sure, all they do is pay for these big leaflets and all the drops they do, the leaflet drops they do. Actually, that costs money. Yeah. So who benefits then, you know?
One of the quotes I used today is a small school in Putney, which are 0 to 5, seriously disabled little kiddies who can't go to kindergarten because they need special help. And one of the parents wrote to me and she said, we know that your money, Charlotte, doesn't go into a black hole. We know precisely what it's funding and we can see the results. Yeah. But that takes a bit of effort on behalf of the donor. Yeah. But I think it's worth it.
Well, anyone who's sitting at home right now who wants to start small, not saying you go out and you buy a house and you give away the profits, are there all the smaller ways in which you can do something?
Well, I'm speaking tonight at Café Vaudeville for Giving Northern Ireland. They have a giving circle. And they've made £40,000 so far. I think they started in 2006. And they've only got 25 members. They give £1 a day.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
And then they have events and they get together and then they decide where this money is going. Now, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, because it's such a simple thing. And who misses that, really?
That's Giving Northern Ireland who are running.
It's just like giving up a coffee a day, really. It's
exactly.
Like less.
Now, that is a small thing you can do that somebody with intelligence and forethought and heart has put into it. Yeah. And they've achieved 40,000.
I suppose you could do that in any workplace. I mean, you could do that in this building.
You could. You absolutely could. Yeah. And you can all run marathons and do the cycle race.
Once you start talking about running marathons, Charlotte, you lose me. Cause I can hardly walk the length of myself, never mind run a marathon.
I'd rather build a house than run a marathon.
Me too. But good. So you're going to be in Café Vaudeville this evening. Any other ways people can get in touch with you?
Through the website, which is Give It Away Limited. So if you just put in Give It Away Limited, it comes up.
That'll come up, okay.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting everyone goes out and builds houses, but it's
You're
quite
inspirational,
nice.
Though. I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm fascinated.
It's
quite
nice to earn the money. I think that's the buzz I get.
Yes.
That I've earned it. It hasn't just come from a trust fund left by Daddy or whatever. Yeah. I've actually flogged my guts out on these muddy, wet sites.
Whenever you say you flogged your guts out, what have you done? Tell us. What sort of things?
When you go down onto these building sites, it's very male-orientated, which is fine. So it gives them a break, having a girl there in her pink wellies, which is what I do. But it can pour with rain, and rain equals loads of mud, equals more potential to fall over, equals no toilets on site. And there are days plodding around there, and you're thinking, oh, gosh, this isn't going so well. And you have to say, now, why am I doing this? Just think about why I'm doing this, because the end result will be good. And getting the equation right.
I mean, at the end of the day, you could be sitting at home with your feet up with a cup of tea. Yeah. You know, Charlotte, fair play to you. You're brilliant. You really are fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for coming in to chat with us. And you're going to be down at the Café Vaudeville this evening. Yes. What time's that at?
That's at, I think it's more or less an open invitation. It's at 5:30. Right. And that's the £1 a day giving circle. So if anyone wants to get involved.
If you want to go down and find out what it's all about, Charlotte Grobian will be there. And she will for sure inspire you and motivate you. Charlotte, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.